Let's dive into stablecoins today. We'll take a look at some of the projects that could be benefiting from this potential move in the stablecoin category. We'll break it all down for you. My name is Paul Barron. Welcome back into Tech Path. I do want to thank our sponsor today, and that is Coinbase. If you guys are going to do centralized trading, there's only one place to do it, and that is over on Coinbase. Just visit coinbase.com. Use our link down in the description. You're going to be able to get up to $200 in crypto. Plus, there's some other benefits if you use our link, so make sure and check that out. This is one of those that has been around since really the beginning of crypto, and I think it has become one of the titans out there. It is one of the few here in the United States that I think does a really good job for all of you. There are a bunch of countries that you guys can participate, so make sure it's available in your region. And check it out. Just use our link. All right, let's go into a couple of points. And I do want to hit on a few things. I want to start with this tweet right here. And this is kind of the news, some of the news of the day. PayPal, PYUSD, officially goes live on Solana, enabling swift and secure stablecoin transaction over 30 million merchants. Now, I don't know if this is a good thing or a bad thing. We'll kind of talk a little bit about that, but I'd love to get your take on it. If you look at just PYUSD in general, and granted, it's just now getting started, so around market cap of around 5 mil. So nothing really to worry about right now, but could this be something that could brew in and be a competitor in the stablecoin markets? I think that's the thing that many people are looking at. The problem, I think, that you have with any of these is, of course, always going to be these transaction fees. And as we know, the bigger factor here is getting the middleman out of the way. And who is going to win that race? There's a lot of companies that are out there in that market right now trying to make that. All right, so if you go over to their blog post, this is on Mirror for them. By launching on the #2 blockchain in the market cap and the largest, most active ecosystem among smart contract platforms, we let the world know PYUSD is here. So now they're on Solana. And then they go further into this, talking about Ethereum. And the statement here is kind of interesting. Ethereum mainnet offered us immense awareness. PYUSD not solely and fulfilled in all criteria needed to achieve PYUSD's mission on the stablecoin of commerce. I think what that simply means is that transaction fees was a little bit of a challenge there. And when you look at PayPal works and runs on transactions. So this would never have worked. Now, will this make a difference in Solana in their ecosystem? Because the likelihood is we're still going to see more fees. I'll show you some of that in a second. We'll get into the point of who are going to be the beneficiaries of how these stablecoins roll out. Will it be PayPal or others out there? I want to go over to a clip real quick. This clip is PayPal and the user demographic. Take a look.
An important moment for us was when we enabled on-chain transfers in 2022. Basically, the ability of depositing and withdrawing crypto tokens from PayPal and Venmo wallets to external wallets so that you can interact with the Web3 ecosystem from your PayPal account. And that actually changed a lot the profile of our users. We still have those crypto curious, that people who are having their first experience in crypto with us. But now more and more, we have people who are more sophisticated users who like the idea of having easy on-ramps and off-ramps through PayPal and Venmo for their Web3 activity.
All right, so a couple of points that he made there on and off ramps. This is something that we've talked about for quite some time, and that is there's just been a supreme limitation of on and off ramps here, at least here in the United States, and really in some countries around the world. But that's the point that I think PayPal is getting at, is they've kind of been, I won't say selected, but they've been in a position where they can at least allow that. Whether this makes for an expansion, the good thing is that when you look at the DNA of their users, they're crypto users. So that's something that they've, of course, discovered. And it looks like this might flow out. The question, will this be a short term of use of PYUSD and then moving into other things? Or will PYUSD actually become a stakeholder in the look of how the crypto market's going to go on stablecoins? Here's an example right here of their current size. And let me kind of zoom in on that for you guys. 426 million active users. That's a lot. I mean, you're talking about 500 million users worldwide, pretty big. And then if you look at Venmo right here, there's another 78 million right there on Venmo. So they've got definitely the captive audience to be able to transition in. The question is always going to boil back down to one thing only, I think, in crypto, that really, when you look at it, crypto is trying to displace, and that is the fees and the middleman. Could PayPal possibly reserve themselves out of that, or will they be one of those companies that gets caught in the middle? I want to go to a clip right here. This kind of explains it a little bit more. Take a look.
In our case, we have the PayPal wallet and we have the Venmo wallet, and they are both part of the PayPal ecosystem, but they are different wallets. And for the longest time, you could not send money directly from a PayPal account to a Venmo account. Now that we have the stablecoin enabled on both of them, now from your PayPal wallet, you can send the stablecoin to a Venmo wallet and the other way. Sometimes I spend a lot of time in rooms where people are asking, why do you really need blockchains to do this? We could do this without a blockchain. The fact is that, at least in our case, until we deploy blockchains to use it, we didn't have a solution for that.
And you think about all companies that are going to be operating on, stablecoins in the future, the interoperability is going to be the key thing that really makes this explode. All right, so let's take a look at CoinMarketCap right here, and you can kind of see their volume right now around 15 million. Kind of slow, but the point being is that it's just getting started. They don't have any trading pairs yet. So could this be something that will grow? I'm just kind of curious, would you use something like this as opposed to, say, Tether or USDC in your use case? This is the thing that I think will cause the problem. This is a clip. Take a look.
I believe that we will see changes in the monetization model of stablecoins. And traditionally, the way that issuers have monetized the stablecoins has been through interest on the reserve. Hopefully, we can make it faster and cheaper, but we still believe that the monetization will come through transaction fees.
All right, so they're still in the camp of transaction fees. That's really the business model. You look at their standard rate for receiving domestic transactions right there. I mean, these are the fees, guys, right there. Almost 4% on fixed fees for checkouts, guest checkouts. You can kind of see even their lowest rate, which is 229, that's on QR code transactions through third-party integrators. So I think this is still a challenge that most everybody is not really ready for yet. And this includes the credit card companies, companies like PayPal who are still just stacking on top of the blockchain versus true projects and companies out there that are going down to zero or almost zero fees, because I think that's where it's going. Right now it's a race to zero. Take a look at this right here. This, of course, is Mastercard trying to stay relevant. And this is the exact same thing. They launched a thing called Crypto Credential, which is going to allow you to send cryptocurrency to customers at an exchange with your username. Now, this is an argument that I have around security, because I don't think anybody should be giving up their usernames on anything, bank accounts, sure, okay, your social media username, that's different. But any of your secure areas, your username should be different. And it should be something that you kind of protect. So that's always been a thing with me in terms of how social engineering happens and how people can get to your hacks. So those are problems that I think would exist in those kind of things. But again, Mastercard, along with Visa and many others, trying to solve a solution because they know that the freight train is coming down the track. All right, let's jump over to this site right here, USDC Cool, just to show you the fast moving chains out here that are active mostly. There's Solana coming in number 3. Base is moving up, and it flipped Solana not too long ago. And then, of course, it's on the heels of maybe could it 10x and be the one that could be the real use case, possibly something over what PayPal has been doing. Or is PayPal going to win this because of the size and just the overall reach that they have, 500 million users worldwide? That's, I think, is going to be the question going forward. Let me go to this right here. Breaking 250 million USDC has just been minted by Circle. So setting up treasury on Solana. Are they going to do a big announcement over at Consensus this week? Something's up here. What could it be? Things are starting to move. Also remember, this is the month coming up, June, around what we'll see around regulatory alignment with stablecoin, which is going to be, I think, still one of the most important regulatory clarity scenarios that play out. All right, so if you go to this chart, this, of course, is just the stablecoin markets and crypto regulation. This is the Mica bill regulation, I should say, in the EU. This is really where crypto was put on the map. June was the key date here, and this is when stablecoins start to enact inside the EU. This, of course, will put more pressure on the United States, and I think maybe countries around the world including Asia, South America, that we'll see a lot more adoption of stablecoin regulation and more implementation. So that's the thing that Mastercard, PayPal, all these major fintech companies are preparing for. And this also sets up a very good timing here in the US in terms of regulatory alignment. Here's Tom Emmer, listen in.
Others are developing their digital coins. You mentioned the CCP, China's ahead of us. This is the coming thing. There's a workshop actually here tomorrow on this issue, and I wonder, as you look down the road, a version of a true digital cash solution, a central bank digital currency possible down the road. Do you see that possibility one day? Is there a path for what you see?
I think anything's possible, but you're talking to a 63-year-old guy who's never coded anything in his life. All of the smart people out here can tell me if that's possible. All I wanted to do, if the government or the people that develop this for the government can create a digital cash that emulates cash, open, permissionless, and private with a capital P, okay, then we have to look at it, I believe. But until you can do that, and I'm not so convinced you can, and by the way, you want to really take us to the next level, you come up with solid stablecoin legislation that is a dollar-backed stablecoin that can be created and traded anywhere around the world. Guess what? You're going to see the digital asset space go to a whole new level, much like you've just seen in the last month or two as we started to move these things through Congress and people recognize, no, this is a $1 trillion+ market cap. This ain't going away.
So I think Emmer has hit this before. He's been on our show a couple times. He's been an early adopter of where blockchain technology is going. You know, his framework of, digital cash, a little bit loose there. I wouldn't necessarily agree with that, but I do agree with the fact that he sees the opportunity here from stablecoins. Stablecoins are going to open up an unbelievable, immense amount of opportunity, I think, in all sorts of businesses, as well as the blockchain community, and obviously we'll see this in digital assets. What digital assets will start to really benefit from this? Well, there's a handful that you could probably take a look at. This chart kind of gives you a little bit of an insight. You think about real world assets. This is most likely going to be one of the bigger categories out there that will have an effect on stablecoin usage. And then of course right there, guess what's right behind it? Memecoins, setting at almost 34% right there. And you kind of go down the list here, social, there's some DeFi stuff in there, DePIN, data services, all the way down into like Bitcoin. Bitcoin, of course, is right there, kind of at the lower level. All right, so there's an opportunity, real world assets. Let's go to that, take a look at where we're going. If you just look at stablecoins right now, market cap, 158 billion. This is going to explode even more so than what you're seeing on screen. You look at also the ones, and I kind of zoom in on that right there on that sidebar. Notice what we have this coming soon, real estate. That's most likely going to be a major category for use of stablecoins. We'll probably see more and more transactions. We had Propy on not too long ago, their CEO, talking about some of those kinds of features that I do believe will have some very intriguing, positive nature of how business will be done. All right, so if you think about people and the volume, and you put real estate in the equation, obviously that's going to blow things up just because of the value ratio. Blocksquare is one project that we're watching. They're announcing they've tokenized more than 100 million. This is a small amount right now, 100 million, okay? That's barely a neighborhood in most South Florida areas. We're making a major achievement also launching Ocean Point. This is kind of their new marketplace tool. This is kind of interesting because it could scale up. In other words, for a lot of real estate agents, companies out there that are companies that are marketing real estate opportunities. I could also see a lot of REITs starting to do things like this. And again, to real estate investment trust, things of that nature. You look further into their website and you see this right here. It's their white label program. So you launch your real estate investment portal without coding. So it's kind of a Squarespace, I guess, for real estate investment portals out there. This could get big. And you plug in stablecoin and a regulatory environment, and all of a sudden real world assets could be one of the biggest sectors we see out there in the space. So I'm watching the token, just to give you an example. Here's the all-time on this one, Blocksquare token. So this is what I'm watching. It's could be something kind of interesting to kind of keep an eye on. Propy was the other one that we've looked at, even though it's fallen off a little bit here in the past little bit. This is in the 1 year. Let me go to the 7-day and kind of see this decline right here. Is this in a position to where it itself could also jump up, or is there some competition that could be brewing in the space around who could be the winner here in terms of real world assets for real estate? Wrapping up, I want to kind of talk about meme coins, and this gets into the fact that we're seeing so much meme coin craze going on right now. In fact, meme coins have now knocked out Cardano out of the top 10. So that in itself, that's a pretty big deal, because you've got Doge now taking over in the top 10. We'll most likely see others starting to make it into the top 20, 25. And again, this is usually one of the first entry points of brand new crypto users. And then people start to realize what blockchain can be used for. I still think that we're going to see brands, loyalty systems, all of that's going to be built around meme kind of concepts out there in the future. The marketing concept of meme tokens and what they've done to really create communities, it's almost unmatched. There hasn't been anything like it out there. It's a great case study, I think, for marketing people to kind of take a look at. Meme coin takeover, here's PEPE surpassing market value of all major NFT collections combined. So that in itself, look at the size of that. That's crazy. That just shows you guys, this is the kind of thing that sparks innovation. And this is probably just the beginning of all of this. So you got to stay tuned right here on the show for all that good stuff. All right, if you're not part of the Diamond Circle, make sure and get in right now. It's a great place to get additional content. And make sure and follow me out there on X, @Paul Barron. We'll catch you next time right here on TechPath.